Hey, everybody. I think, Net, you were calling me to say, Mama, where are you? I'm here. Late, but I am here. Actually, I'm not too late. Hey, everybody. I am so very thankful that you all are joining me again on a Tuesday night with Grandstanding with Mother Teresa. Thank you, my faithful followers that are here, and my family, my friends. Thank you all for joining in with me on tonight. Hello there, Mama. Good to have you here with us. And so on tonight, we're going to finish our conversation that I actually started on last week. We're going to talk about different ways to boost your mental health. And I forgot that as I was talking on last week, I had mentioned that something comical had happened with my mom and myself, and I didn't get a chance to really bring that out. So on tonight, I want to be able to just bring that out. So let me back up a little bit for those that are going to watch this a little bit later. You may say, who is that lady and what is she talking about? My name is Teresa. I'll call myself Mother Teresa or the other Mother Teresa from East Texas. And my platform on Facebook and some of my other social media sites is Grandstanding. What I like to do is I like to call this Grandstanding with Mother Teresa. And basically it's just an avenue for me to come on and talk about the different things that God puts in my spirit. And then also being able to pick up some of the things that's kind of happening in the world and talking about it. You know, one of the things that we used to have in Sunday school was our Sunday school. Of course, we had our Sunday school lesson, but the way that it was entitled, it was called Life Application. And so, and basically what I talk about is just life and how we apply the biblical principles and also just the principles of life, and how we do it, and how hopefully along the way I can offer you a couple of words of encouragement to give you some encouragement along the way that hopefully it will make you have a better day, a better week, or kind of give you some strategies that you might want to think about, or that you can probably put into practice, or maybe not. I would say yes, put into practice that will help you again along the way. So going back to what I was talking about on last week, of course, this is, hey, Cousin Sylvia. This is the month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And so what we do during the month of May is try to bring about awareness of mental health and all of the stigma and all of the different things that go along with mental health. Now, and I say stigma because stigma is one of the things that we have been fighting against, and most people have been fighting against as it relates to mental health, because it is the stigma that keeps people from getting help. You know, we know that there is an issue, we know that there is a problem, but because of the stigma that's attached to mental health, people a lot of times will not seek professional help. Now, they will talk to a friend, which I definitely encourage you all to do so. They will talk to their pastors, they will talk to their girlfriends, boyfriends, talk to their people that they trust, but sometimes they will not take that extra step and get some professional help. And I really would highly encourage you all that if you are having some difficulties, look for some professional help. Yes, having a trusted adult or a trusted friend, family member, somebody that's going to tell you the right thing. Because let me tell you, we can talk to a lot of people and they're just going to give us some stuff that's no good, some bad advice. That's not what I'm advocating. That's not what I'm telling you all to do. I'm asking you all to make sure that you find somebody that is a trusted person, that you value their opinions, and that you know that they will not give you any bad advice. So let me go back to what I was saying on last week. On last week when I was talking to my mom, we were talking and she said something about because you are my mom. And I just kind of laughed and I just kept, the conversation going. I didn't respond and I didn't correct her. I just kind of laughed. And so, and eventually she said, she realized what she said and she corrected herself. And as we were getting off the phone, she said, bye, mom. And I said, bye, daughter. And we just chuckled about that. And as we are talking about mental health and the different things that we can do to boost our mental health, one of those things is laughter. We used to hear, I used to hear Elder Henderson talking about laughter and being able to laugh and being able to just to be able to laugh, and not just that surface laugh, but a good old, what they call a belly laugh. And on last night, I was talking to my husband and I said something to him. And he thought that was just so hilarious. I don't even know what I said, but I guess it must have really, really tickled him because he laughed. He had one of those good old belly laughs. And then afterwards he said, I haven't laughed like this in such a long time. And I said, you need to do it more often because it's good and it's therapeutic for you. And sometimes we can allow life to beat us up so bad that we forget to laugh. We forget, what it was like as a child, that when we were laughing about things. And I say as a child because a lot of times when you think about children, especially happy children, they laugh a lot. They laugh about so many different things, and not just the things that are, and we may not even find them funny, especially as an adult. But kids have that innocence about them, and they laugh about everything. They laugh at each other. They laugh about, things, like I said, that we may not find comical, but I challenge you all to laugh. I challenge you all to remember those things that are funny. And I don't want you to laugh at people, but I want you to laugh about life. Sometimes life can have such a strong hold over us, and it can be so challenging that if you don't laugh, you're going to wind up crying. And so I would much rather see you all laughing. I was listening to something on the radio, and they were talking about this lady who had went to the doctor, and she was sharing how her doctor had given her a prescription, and the prescription was to go home and find videos or things that were on television and watch the comical things and laugh. That was her prescription, was to laugh. And she found herself doing that, and she noticed how her whole attitude began to change. Her whole being kind of began to change. And when she went back to the doctor was able to recognize that she presented differently. And sometimes, like I said, we just need to laugh. We just need to laugh about some things. Again, like I said, I would much rather you laugh than cry, but sometimes a good cry helps as well. So let's talk about some tips to boost your mental health. The very first thing that I said is laugh a little. Laugh at yourself. Laugh at life. Sometimes we can be so whatever that we don't want to laugh about the things that happen. We don't want to laugh at ourselves. Some of us, may have been, crushed and traumatized by several things that could have happened to us as a child or even as an adult. And because of that, it's hard for us to laugh at ourselves. But this is one of the things that I would challenge you to do. Again, is to laugh at yourself. That's one of the ways that you can boost your mental health. Another thing, and I found these great tips from Mental Health America, which you can go online and find all of these different tips. It's not anything that I'm making up. It's just some things that I'm going to share with you. One of the things that it says is to track your gratitude and achievement with a journal. And of course, I'm always promoting my journals, Conversation from a Mother's Heart, and then also Tales from the Clothesline. If you haven't picked these up, go ahead and pick them up. Because as we're talking about different ways to boost your mental health, the very first thing on there, it talks about journaling. And it talks about tracking your gratitude with journaling. And one of the things that I do know is that journaling for me, it does help. It does help. I don't do it as often as I used to, but when I'm able to journal, it does help. And the thing that what I like about journaling is that it gives me an opportunity to kind of get my thoughts together, kind of, get focused, and I can journal about anything. Sometimes, people may say, well, I only want to journal about this, or I only want to journal about that. Well, that's your business, and you can definitely journal about whatever you want to do, but just know that that is one of the ways to boost your mental health. And another thing it says on here is to start your day with a cup of coffee. Now, the people that drink coffee, and of course I can remember Paul would drink his coffee, and he would drink coffee, it seemed like all day long. And I can tell you, I am a 1 cup person. If I have more than 1 cup, I am going to be up most of the night, and I have to have it early in the morning. If it's after 11 o'clock, I cannot drink coffee. My friend at work, and she often tells me that I need to get the decaffeinated, but I don't like decaf. I like the coffee with the caffeine. But that is one way it says to boost your mental health. It says coffee consumption is linked to lowering your rates of depression. So who knew that? Who knew that drinking coffee could actually lower your rate of having coffee? Now, if you can't drink coffee, then don't mess with it. Find another way. Another thing it said to boost your mental health is to set up a getaway. And I can tell you that I love to travel, and I love to be able to plan different things. And of course, the summer is coming. So for those of you all that have planned your vacations and you all are ready to hit the road, hit the airways, hit the highways, go on the cruises, all of that different things. Those are things that will definitely, oh, Ebony likes her coffee too. We definitely have some coffee drinkers on here. And I know Scent drinks coffee as well. Set up a getaway. Set up a time for you to get away with your family. So you can just have some time to relax. And not only some time to relax, but some time to just kind of, be at peace. Hopefully vacations is meant for rest and relaxation. And sometimes we can take our vacations and we go on vacation and we're stressed the whole time because we're trying to do too much. And when I say we're trying to do too much, we have an itinerary and we want to stick to that itinerary and we don't want to deviate or anything, which brings on stress. And that's the opposite of what you should be doing. Vacations are meant to relax, to get you to a point where you can just relax. You're away from home. Hopefully you're with people you enjoy being with. And I say going on vacation with people, sometimes you may need to have a getaway where you are going by yourself. And hopefully it is a place that you really enjoy. And that is a way for us to boost our mental health. Then another thing that it says on here is to keep it cool for a good night's sleep. Now, for some of you all, I know that this is, especially women my age, is hard to have a cool night of sleep because we have menopause and all of that other stuff and hot flashes and all of that stuff that's going on. But listen, if you can cool it down a little bit, that's one way to ensure that you are having, or it gives you a better opportunity to have a good night's sleep if it's cool and it's not too hot, okay? So set the temperature, get those fans out. How many of you all sleep with a fan by your bed? I can raise my hand. My husband had to go upstairs and get my fan that had been in the bedroom that Knit typically sleeps in it when she's here or whenever we're having a family function. So Knit, I sent him upstairs to get my fan. So my fan is back by my bed. But if you can have your bedroom a little bit cooler, then it says on here between 60 and 67 degrees. Now, to me, that's a little bit too cool. Now, for Knit, and her family, that's probably about right. But it says make it a little bit cooler in your place so you can have a good night's sleep. Hey, Cousin Ruth, it was so good talking to you on last night. Another thing that it says to boost your mental health, it says you don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. And this is really biblical, you all. When we're talking about you don't have to see the whole staircase or whatever, one of the things you just have to do, hey, Cousin Latanya, and I see you like a fan. Yes, my fan is my best friend in my bedroom. Absolutely. Knowing that when we are trying to boost our mental health, one of the things that if you set a goal, we don't tackle that goal in its whole entirety. What you should do in order for you to be able to reach that goal is to break it up in chunks. You may have to do a little bit here and a little bit there. Take this step, take those baby steps. And as you are taking those baby steps, hopefully you'll be able to finish or complete that goal. And again, like I said, that's biblical, because when we talk about stepping out on faith, we can't necessarily, hello there, my friend Wanda. We cannot necessarily see what's ahead of us, but if you have faith, that is just stepping out and just stepping, not necessarily knowing what the end product may be or what the end may be. That's why it's called faith. If we knew what was happening, then there is no faith. But that's one of the things to boost our mental health, is to have some faith. Another thing it says is to show someone's love in your life. Now, and some of you all may say, well, I do that every day. Well, if you're doing that, hopefully it is helping your mental health. But for some of us who don't have people that are, we may not have a lot of family, or we may not be in a relationship with someone, but there are people hopefully in your life that you can extend love and gratitude for and to. And so that is one way of boosting our mental health. We have to know that when we surround ourselves with people and we have good people in our lives, then that helps not only that person, but it also helps you. So having people to be surrounded by people, that's always going to make a person feel good. And even if it's not, sometimes we have to work on our relationships. So whatever those things that may be going on in your relationship with a family member or a friend, sometimes we have to sit down and we have to talk some things out. We have to work some things out. And when we're doing that, hopefully it will help us to be at peace, not only with each other, but it gives us a sense of peace within. And of course, when you have that peace within, then mentally and emotionally, you should be doing better, okay? It says, there is no greater agony than bearing an old untold story inside of yourself. One of the things that I'm sharing, of course, is some information that I'm picking up from Mental Health America, and we're talking about ways to boost your mental health. One of the things that I do know is that I often say that we all have our experiences. We all have our stories to tell. And some of our stories are stories that will definitely benefit other people if you were to share your story. Share your experiences, because there are so many people that are out there that are struggling to make ends meet, to just make it through the day. And for some of us who have lived this or had that experience, and we've been able to overcome, guess what? Your testimony needs to be shared with other people. You need to give them your story to let them know that there is hope. Okay. And I can look at that statement and also think about it in another way. I often say that our experiences is what gets us to where we are now. I do believe that for every journey that we take, or for every journey that we're on. And I believe there are multiple journeys, because I believe that there are pit stops, there are detours, there are things that we are doing now that we were not doing 25 years ago. My journey looked totally different, but it was those experiences that I gained 25 years ago that prepared me for my journey right now. So take every life experience and don't look at it as something that it's a negative. Try to find the positive in everything that you're doing and that you're going through, and look at how you can possibly use that to be to make your life better. And not only make your life better, but remember to help somebody else along the way. We all have a story. We all have a story. We should not be ashamed of our stories. I will say that there are some things that have happened in our lifetimes, maybe even in our childhood or in our adulthood, that we may be embarrassed about. We may even have some shame or some guilt about it. But I will say this: those experiences are the feelings that go with those experiences. Don't let them make you bitter. Use those feelings and those stories and those experiences to make you better, okay? I believe that God allows everything to happen in our lives for a reason. And you may say, well, why did God allow this? I can't explain why God allows certain things, but I will say, if he allows it to happen, and if you're still living and you're still breathing, guess what? You have the power to do something about it. Don't get stuck in the things that happened to you in the past or even in your present and allow you to become bitter and you to become angry and you become this person that you don't like. Because I guarantee you, if you don't like yourself, there's probably a great chance that people around you don't like you either, and that can be a hard pill to swallow. But I do believe that we all have the power to change who we are. One of my favorite quotes is, no matter what a person has been, they can choose to be different, but it's all up to you. We have choices, okay? So if you're feeling anxious, it says take a trip down memory lane and do some coloring. Let me tell you all, when we were doing some work, some activities at work, one of the things that we did with our staff is that we provided some coloring books, we provided bubbles, we provided that Play-Doh, all the different things that you enjoyed when you were a child. And of course, when I would ask the question, when was the last time you colored? Some of the people could not even remember the last time that they had a crayon and a color page. And I can remember this one elderly gentleman who was participating in one of the activities. And so he said, I want to not only color this page, and he did his coloring page, but he wanted a crayon. He wanted crayons. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Sister Sherry. Some of you all have snuck in and I didn't see you all come in. But hey, I'm thankful for everybody that's on here right now. We're talking about different ways to boost your mental health. So this elderly gentleman, he said, may I have a couple of sheets of these coloring pages and some crayons because I want to take them home to my wife. And I was just like, absolutely, absolutely. So let me tell you all, one of the ways that, and I keep a coloring book and some crayons by my recliner in my bedroom. It is a great, it relaxes you, but it also helps to boost, your mental health, and it just makes you feel good. So get some coloring books. There's adult coloring books that you can get that have like those mandalas in there, and get you some map pencils and some crayons and start coloring. And it may sound crazy. You may say, Sister Caldwell, Mother Teresa, that just sounds crazy. But let me just tell you, coloring books will definitely make you feel better. I already talking about take time to laugh. And that was the very first thing that I talked about. And then another thing it says is to dance around while you do your housework. Listen, let me tell you, one of the songs that I really, really like is I Hope You Dance. And I like the version that Gladys Knight sings. And basically, the song is just saying, when you have the chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. Because there are so many different things that happen in our lives, Tanya, and I see what you said, but there are so many different things that happen in our lives that sometimes it is meant to crush us. It's meant to really hurt us or put us in a place that we cannot get out of. Sometimes it's our own family, our closest friends that will do things to us that are hurtful. But let me tell you, Tanya, and everybody else that's listening on here, we do not need to give our power away to anybody, okay? We don't give our power away to anybody. And when you have the chance to sit it out or dance, I want you to dance. And I want you to, and when I say dance, I'm literally talking about dancing, but I'm also figuratively talking about dancing like nobody is watching. And sometimes, and I know you like to dance, Tanya. So listen, whatever happened with your family, with your brother, listen, don't let him get you out of character, and don't let him bring you down, okay? So, you have to make it up in your mind that, hey, I'm strong. I was listening to or watching the Marvin Sapp movie the other day, and he was talking about, or the song that he was singing was I Never Could Have Made It. Okay. And so hello there, Sister Melbra. He was talking about the song I Never Could Have Made It. And he said he didn't want to sing that song. It was just a melody in his head. But his wife pushed him to record that song, and he did. And of course, you all, if you follow Marvin Sapp, you know that his wife developed cancer and passed away shortly thereafter. But listen, when you get a chance to sit it out or dance, please dance. When you have the opportunity to do something fun in your life, please do it. Don't just sit around and wait for life to just pass you by, because when we're talking about enhancing or boosting our mental health, remember, we want to do those things that cause us joy, cause us to have joy, and not those things that's going to just bring us down. So we're looking for those things to encourage us, to get us in a good state of mind. Last week, I talked about the things that when we typically talk about self-help, a lot of times we normally go to, or most people think about, it's how you pampering yourself with like a manicure and a pedicure and different things like that. I'm not saying those things you can't do, but I'm saying expand your horizon. There are several other things that you can do. It says, spend some time with a furry friend. So for our animal lovers out there, for our dog lovers and cat lovers and whatever, hello there, my sister. If you have a fur baby, spend some time with your fur babies. I know that in the past we had several dogs, and not necessarily dogs that were, not lap dogs, because I can't do that. But for some, they can. And I know that they bring stress, they bring a level of calm to you. It says spending time with animals lowers the stress hormone cortisol, and it boasts oxytocin, which stimulates feelings of happiness. So if you have a fur baby, please enjoy being with your fur baby. Okay, yes. Okay, so you got a lot of them. All right. The next thing it says to bring down stress. And now this is something that I try to do, but I am definitely not good at it. It says to try prepping your lunches or picking out your clothes for the work week. Now, let me just tell you, If I could do that, that would be great because it would save me some stress from having to determine what I'm going to eat for the day. It saves me, from spending money. And then also, I would probably get to work a little bit quicker if I had already laid out my clothes for the week. So for those that do that, that is one of the things that it says that will help to boost your mental health. Now you do it every day, both of them. Thank you, and hopefully that'll give me some encouragement to do the same thing. Listen, this very next one is very, very important. When we talk about our mental health, and we're just talking about our mental health, our emotional health, our spiritual health, the thing that it says on here, it says practice forgiveness. Whew. That one is heavy, you all, because sometimes we can be hurt so bad and we can allow unforgiveness to sit up in our hearts and in our minds and in our bodies. And I know that it has such a negative effect on you. I know that it is the root of, I believe, certain illnesses that come upon us. When you're practicing unforgiveness, and I say practicing, because it takes a lot of energy to not forgive a person, because you're choosing to hold on to the negative things that's causing you not to forgive that person. So, and sometimes we may say, well, it was that other person's fault, or I shouldn't have to forgive that person, or they never asked me to forgive them, or whatever excuse there may be. I would say forgive them, move on, free yourself. Okay? Because when you're holding on to unforgiveness, that other person is living their life. They're doing their own thing. They're not even probably thinking about you. They're doing whatever they're doing. But you are holding on to either a grudge or a bad feeling. And what I would say is release them, release you, and then move on so you can heal. And you're exactly right. Forgive so you can heal through it all. Absolutely. Absolutely. Another thing it says, feeling stressed, it says to smile. And you all know one of the things I enjoy doing is smiling. I do an entire month of December. It's called December Smiles. If you all are not aware, if you haven't been watching me very long, or even if you have, one of the things that I try to do, hello Ariel, one of the things I try to do for the entire month of December is I showcase those different things that make me smile. And most of those things are encompasses my family, because I tell you, my family makes me smile. When I think about my family and I think about how good and how gracious God is to have blessed me to be in the family that I'm a part of, it just makes me smile. And also, it is one of the easiest things that we can do, and it doesn't cost us anything. And it's something that when you smile, especially if you see somebody that's not smiling and you smile at them, most of the time they're going to reciprocate that and give you a smile back. So get in the practice of smiling. Get in the practice of making people feel welcome. One of the things that I also said is that sometimes when we smile at another person, or when we say something to them, or we just acknowledge them, or we let our eyes meet, other people, sometimes that is the only connection that people may have throughout the course of the day that is positive. Okay. And so I would challenge you is to give somebody else a reason to smile. Give them your smile. Give them something. Give them a quick word of encouragement. Give them something that will brighten their day. And that is my sole purpose, of coming on here. And like I said, offering words of encouragement. I realize that my gift is the gift of exhortation and making people feel good and giving words of encouragement, and also trying to share the gift that God has given me. And so it it always it always make me feel good is when I know that I have been able to say something to someone, and they leave feeling a different way, or they accept it and say, you know what, that's just what I needed. And a prime example of that is on Monday morning when I was walking into work, and this has happened probably for the last couple of Mondays, and it's the exact same person. And so when we happened to be getting to work at the exact same time, and she tells me, she said, I look forward to Monday mornings because I know you're going to send out words of encouragement. And she said, I have started clipping some of the emails that you send out, and I put them at my workstation. She said, because it helps me, throughout the course of the week. And I was like, okay, if that's what you're saying, then I'm doing exactly what God has me to do. So give a word of encouragement, give a smile, make sure that you are doing those things to not only help, like I said, yourself, but then help someone else. Another thing it says on here to help to boost your mental health, it says, do your best to enjoy at least 15 minutes of sunshine. And the older that I'm getting, the more I am realizing that being out in the sunshine and being outside is my friend. I love to sit outside on my back porch. I like to say that's my happy place. And during the summertime, and even throughout, especially in the summertime, but not just the summer, I try to find myself sitting outside at least 15 minutes. It's not every day. Sometimes I will go an entire week and may not even make it outside because there's other things that's going on. But when I'm there, I can sit outside on that back porch for hours and hours. I can take a nap outside. I can do whatever. And not only it's calming to me, but getting the sunshine is good for me. One of the things that I was having to do was to take a vitamin D supplement because I needed that. And I can remember when I was much younger, yes, that vitamin D, which keeps us from being depressed. You're absolutely right. I remember years ago, my granddaddy made a statement to me about being pale. And he was saying you need to get outside in the sunshine and get some sunshine. And I don't know if he was just looking at me and just thinking, you need to be outside, but he was telling me that I was looking pale and I needed to be outside. Let's see, what else does it say? I know I'm past my time, but I wanted to share a couple of other things that with you. It says, let's see, they gave me 31 things. I'm not going to read them all, but I tried to pick out some of the ones that were key to me and that I was hoping that it would be key to you. Another thing it says, do something with family and friends. And I kind of talked about that a little bit earlier, but the summer is coming. So if you haven't planned a vacation or a staycation, and when I say a vacation, listen, we discovered during COVID, during the pandemic, that the best vacations that we can have, hello there, my Candace, one of the best vacations that we can have are staycations, where we stay in our homes and we stay in our cities and we become a tourist in our own little towns. Now, I know a lot of you all are watching from the Nacogdoches area. I have some from the Austin area, from Houston, from Dallas, from different places. Of course, here in Baytown and Longview. I can guarantee you, there are places in your town that you have not seen. So if you would like to have a staycation, go out and check out some of the things, the sites, and the attractions in your own city. And I'm quite sure you will have a great time. You will discover some things that you did not even know that existed. I lived in Nacogdoches for almost my entire life until I was, I guess, 40. was it 40? No, I was older than that. I had Will at 40. So it must have been when I was turning maybe 49 that we moved here. But there are places in Nacogdoches that I did not take the opportunity to go and visit. And so I'm quite sure there are a lot of you all that are in the same situation. Explore your own town, explore the city in which you live in, and then tell somebody about it. Get excited about where you live and tell somebody else, hey, come to Nacogdoches or come to Austin or come to Baytown. We've got some really neat things that you all would probably enjoy. And so, like I said, it's getting to be the summertime. If you don't do vacations, enjoy your staycation. And then the other thing it says here is to exercise, to go for a walk, to get physical. And we all know that is one thing that is research have shown that if we exercise, if we get at least 15 minutes of exercise on a daily basis, how it does a body good. It's just like milk. It does a body good. So I'm talking to myself now. I just told my husband last night, I said, honey, can you get my bicycle out of the garage and get it aired up so I can ride my bicycle? And he just kind of looked at me and said, honey, I took that bicycle out during the summer last year, and you did not ride that bicycle, not any. So I am going to challenge myself, and I love riding my bicycle. I love riding my bicycle, Ruth. So I am going to make sure that if he gets my bicycle out, that I ride my bicycle. So, and I asked him, I was teasing with him. I said, honey, do you still remember how to ride a bicycle? And he just kind of looked at me. So, but anyway, you all have been a great audience, and thank you all for always allowing me to just come on here and just talk and to interact with you all. Listen, take your mental health seriously, because there are so many different things that to come that can take away our happiness. I like to say the way that we live, the way we laugh, and the way that that our being, that's kind of what what encompasses our mental health. The way we do things, the way we live life, the way that we react to things, the way that we pursue things, just the way that we do things. If your mental health has been if your mental health is not where it needs to be, if you're dealing with depression, if you're dealing with anxiety, if you're dealing with any of those mental health issues, first of all, there is help. Okay. I talked last week about having a therapist, and of course, I definitely advocate for that. That's the field that I'm in. I am a licensed social worker and with a master's degree in counseling. So I definitely believe in counseling. I definitely believe in talking to mental health providers and professionals. That's what we're here for. God has blessed us to be able to walk alongside of, people and help them get to where they need to be so they can be in a healthy place emotionally. And so I would say, if you're struggling with your mental health, is just to know that there is help out there. And don't be ashamed and don't be embarrassed to say that you need some help. Get some help. Talk to somebody. Take some medication if you need it. One of the things too that a lot of times people don't want to do is they don't want to take the medication, or they'll start taking the medication, and then when they start feeling better, they'll get off the medication. And I just need you to know that the reason why you're feeling better is because you're on medication. Stay on it, okay? Stay on the medication. It's doing what it was intended to do. So take care of yourself. Not only take care of yourself, but if you have friends, if you have family members, if you have loved ones that you know that they are acting a little bit strange or erratic, their behavior has changed from what it normally typically is. Don't be afraid to ask them, are they okay? That's one of the other things that we say in this profession. It's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay to not be okay and then don't get help. Okay. So if you're not okay, get some help. Talk to someone. Seek out a professional. Seek out an adult, a trusted adult that can give you good counsel. Talk to your pastor. Talk to, those people who can guide you. And if you don't have anyone, there are hotlines. There is 988. You can always call 988 and they will give, that's a lot. It's a hotline. It's a mental health hotline. You can call and you can talk to people and they will help you along the way. They will help you to get in contact with people that are in your local communities. And also, they listen. They listen. Sometimes all we need is someone to listen to us, for someone to validate the things that we're going through or to validate the feelings that we're having. And so that's their job. That's what they're there for. And it's 24/7. 365 days out of the year, someone is answering that phone. Okay. So get some help. Do the things that you know you need to do. If you know things are stressing you, you know that things are if you're participating in things that you know it's causing you stress or causing you anxiety or causing you not to feel the best that you can feel, make some changes. Some changes we can make and some we cannot. And so we have to then learn how to adjust and deal with it. I know that the word of God says to cast all of our cares upon him because he cares for us. There is not any burden too big that God cannot bear. And so we learn to pray. We learn to give it over to God. We learn to lay it at his feet. We learn to trust him with everything that's in our heart, in our lives. And we know by past examples that God has, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, God has never failed me when I needed him the most. He's always answered my prayer. It may not have been in the time frame that I wanted it answered, but he has always answered my prayers. And most of the time, the things that I felt like that I just could not absolutely endure or go through or get through, God brought me through those things. And now it is a memory. It is a testimony. It is a testament. It is something that I can use. It is an experience that I can use to tell somebody else that, hey, I was going through that same thing, or I was going through something similar to that. And guess what? God delivered me. Okay. So if he can do it for me, he can definitely do it for you. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to call upon the name of God, the Lord Jesus. Don't be afraid to go into prayer, and don't be afraid to call somebody else and say, hey, can you stand in agreement with me? I'm going through some things, and I just need for you to stand in agreement with me that I'm able to make it through. Because like I said, life can give us some hard knocks. It can give us some hits that sometimes knock us off of our feet. It can knock the wind out of us. But guess what? Don't lay there. Get up. That song says, what do you do when you've done all you can? You stand. You stand. And even the word of God tells us to stand. Stand, you all. Stand and see the salvation of God. Listen, you all, I know that, again, God gave me this to share with you all on tonight. Share it with other people. Share it with your loved ones. Share it with those people who need to hear it. Share it and hit like it and share it. But don't just do like it and share it, but really listen to what I'm saying and take heed and make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And I'm going back and I'm going to say this again. If you know that your family members or your loved ones are struggling, and Shekinah just put hearts on here, and I'm going to say this as I'm getting ready to get off. This is not just for older people, okay? This is for younger people as well. Young people have just as many struggles as 60-year-olds. One of the things that, of course, I'm not going to talk a lot about my job, but I work, for the school district, and so my kids and the kids that I work with, they struggle. And so I know that kids are going through so many different things. But all I can tell you, parents and young people that are on here, is to make it up in your mind that you're going to stand. Make it up in your mind that you're going to you're going to not only stand, but you're going to thrive. And whatever it takes to keep yourself in a good frame of mind and a good frame of reference, that you're going to find those resources and make sure that you're doing okay. Listen, you all, I've enjoyed you all. Thank you all for grandstanding with Mother Teresa. You all have a great night, and I will see you all on next Tuesday. And I think on next Tuesday, when is Mother's Day? Is it this weekend? If it is, happy Mother's Day. I may be a little bit early, but happy Mother's Day, you all. Okay? Y'all have a good night, everybody. Oh, it is this weekend? Okay. Yes, okay. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. If your mother is still with you, love on her. Send her flowers, and not flowers that are, if they don't like real flowers, call your mom, be with your mom, love on your mom. If your mom is not here with you all, take time to remember when she was here, and you all have a great night on tonight. You all are the best. Sunday. Bye-bye, everybody. You all have a good night.